Hey guys, it's Ro. Welcome to another Nerdy Nummies. Today I am so excited because Pi Day is 4 days away. So if you love math like I do, this is very exciting. And for those of you who don't know about Pi Day, it is March 14th every year, 3.14, because it matches the first three numbers of pi. This year is going to be extra special because it's going to be Ultimate Pi Day. This only happens once every 100 years, and it's when the most numbers in pi correlate with our date and time. This is so exciting. So instead of it just being 3.14, March 14th, it's going to be March 14th, 2015 at 9:26 a.m. and 53 seconds. Boom! You'll have to wait another 100 years before this happens again. I am super excited, and today we're going to make a pie I have never made before. It is a no-bake pie. The only thing that we're going to be baking is the crust for 5 minutes, so let's get started. The things you'll need will be 1 and 2 cups of heavy cream. I've separated them because we're going to use them at different times during the recipe. We're going to need 1 bag of Oreos, just original recipe, 6 tablespoons of butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, a pinch of salt, 1/4 cup of regular sugar, 1 bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and then 1 tub of Cool Whip or Cool Whip, whatever way you want to say it. Also need a big mixing bowl and a 9-inch pie pan. Let's put it all together. The first thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be making our pie crust, and today we are going to be making an Oreo pie crust. Yum, 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 yum. So the first thing that we're going to do is open your Oreos, and the second thing you're gonna do is eat one. This is a very important part of the process for science and math and science. Now you're gonna take a cookie, twist it open, and I'm gonna take a little butter knife and just scrape out the good stuff. And you're gonna do this to the rest of your cookies. Now that we've separated all of our cookies, we are gonna turn all these cookies into cookie crumbs. And you can do this by hand, just smash them up. But to save time, I'm gonna throw them in a blender. Now we're gonna use our hands. We're gonna mix together the cookie crumbs and the butter. Now that we've got our Oreo crust all mixed up, we're gonna pack it into our pan. And again, you're just gonna take your hands, get in there, press it down, and you're gonna cover the whole center first, and then you're gonna press down on the sides. Now that we've got our pie crust in the pan, we are gonna bake it in the oven at 350 degrees for 5 minutes. And this is gonna be the only thing that we bake today for the pie. While that's baking, we are gonna make some chocolate mousse. You make chocolate mousse in 2 steps. The first step is to make a chocolate mixture. And over here, I've got a glass bowl. We're gonna be using this as a double boiler over on the stove. But first, we're gonna combine all of our ingredients. So the first thing that we're gonna add is 1 cup of heavy cream, vanilla extract, a pinch of salt, and our chocolate chips. Now let's bring this over to the stove. In a medium-sized saucepan, put about a couple inches of water and bring it to a boil. Once it's boiling, we're gonna put this glass bowl on the top, and you're gonna stir, stir, stir until all the chocolate has melted. Once everything is smooth and the chocolate is well combined, you're gonna turn off the heat and take it back over to the baking station. We just took our chocolate mixture off the stove. Be careful, it's very hot. And now we are gonna set it aside to let it cool. It takes about 40 minutes for it to be room temperature, and while that's cooling, we are gonna move on to the second step. Making mousse cake is a 2-step process, and the second step is to make the whipped cream. Making whipped cream is super easy. You're gonna take your 2 cups of cream, pour it in the bowl, and I'm using a stand mixer, but you can also use a hand mixer, no big deal. We're gonna whip the cream on a medium speed, slowly adding our sugar until the cream starts to form hard peaks. Now our 2 parts of chocolate mousse are ready to become one. You're gonna take your spatula, you're gonna take a scoop of whipped cream, and you're gonna fold it into your chocolate. And folding is really easy. You just start at the bottom and fold over the top, really gentle. And you're just gonna fold in the rest of your whipped cream. They see me folding. That's the song. Now we're just gonna pour the chocolate mousse into the pan. Oh, this smells so good. Now you're gonna just take your spatula, smooth it out. Now we have to practice some patience. You're gonna put this in the refrigerator for 6 hours to chill. And while it's chilling, we are gonna make some decorations. To decorate our chocolate mousse pie, we are gonna be making a stencil. It's a little bit of arts and crafts time. I'm really excited because I've never made a stencil decoration on Nerdy Nummies before, so this is a first. I'm gonna show you guys how to make a cake stencil or a pastry stencil from just things you have laying around the house. The first thing that I did is I found an image of the pie symbol that would be the right size for our pie. The pie that I'm baking is a 9-inch pie, so just keep this in mind if you choose to do this technique. It will work if the pie is 9 inches. So I printed this off. I'll put a template of this image that I use down below, so if you'd like to do it too, it's there for you. It's handy. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take scissors and cut out your pie symbol. Once you've got your pie symbol cut out, you're gonna place it on top of a piece of cardboard. I'm using a piece of cardboard, but you can use any material that you have lying around the house. It just has to be thick enough to not bend. So whether that's foam or maybe really thick construction paper, whatever you have. Now I'm just gonna take my pencil and trace my shape on top of the cardboard, keeping it in the center. I really like these stencil designs because you can customize them to make them anything you like. Like if you were making this pie for your friend's birthday and her name started with an M, like Mo, you could cut out an M and then stencil her little letter on there. So there's a lot of personalization that you can do. Be very careful. We're gonna take an X-Acto knife and cut out the shape. So be very careful. Now it's my favorite time. It's time to decorate. We're gonna take our Cool Whip from the beginning, and I like to add this on the top of the pie because it's a little bit more firm. Just gonna scoop it into the middle of the pie. One thing to keep in mind is you wanna make sure when you're spreading the whipped cream that it lays really flat so that our stencil will work with no problems. I just kinda eyeball it. I get down low like this, and I look at it. I need to get a little higher on the sides. The trick with stencils is you want to get them as close to the top as possible without touching. So I've measured it, so it's just right, whoa, perfect, it's right there. Then, to complement the Oreo crust, I took a few extra cookies, blended them up, and put them into a sifter. We're just gonna bring them over the middle, give gentle little shakes, and it will fill in the design. Ta-da! Here is our chocolate mousse pie that we made today. I absolutely love this recipe. This was special today because we've never made a chocolate mousse pie on Nerdy Nummies before, and this is the first time that we used a stencil design to decorate. If you guys have any other ideas for any other nutty nummies, please let me know. Leave me a comment down below, and I will do my best to make it happen. Also, I will be posting pictures of this pie on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. And if you guys make any pies or themed desserts for Pie Day, please send them to me. I just love seeing your baking creations. I get a big kick out of it. All right, thanks again for watching, and happy Ultimate Pie Day. It's in 4 days. Okay, bye-bye.